what's up? It's the Tech Gorilla. I'm gonna go real on tech. Today I'm taking a look at the Galaxy Trifold. Just got my shipment in the mail. I'm gonna sit here, unbox this for you guys. Real excited for this piece of tech. Got a lot of reasons that I'm interested. Let's take a look. This is what I got. Which I suppose is better than not getting a thank you for being scammed. So for $2,000 plus, you get an empty box with this. Obviously I didn't actually get the Trifold in this shipment. So I did find another seller and they had the phone, the global edition, so the Korea edition, and I went ahead and got that one. So let me grab that one, which arrived today, and I'll see if I can go ahead and get this one unboxed for you guys. So this is the real Galaxy Trifold, I think. We're gonna find out together. We'll take a look at this one, see if it's the real deal. Hopefully it is. Feels like it's the right weight. Go ahead and get this unboxed and see what's in there. Or I should start first cut there. All right, wonderful. More trash. Just what I wanted. All right. A second layer of trash. And there it is, people. Galaxy Trifold. Not great. See, it's a little bit dented here, but this is an open box. Not sure how I feel about that. Let's see. I've also got some Chinese written on here, so there's a chance that this is not the global release version. More Chinese here. Support China. So opening it up. Very nice presentation, obviously. If you've seen any of these other unboxings before. Ooh, I don't like that at all. So I don't know that I like the way it was sitting in there. It was a little bit weird the way it was sitting in there. I think lifting this portion up, it just lifted the whole phone up. We'll see. Whatever this is seems to have already been used. Okay. Okay, so this trash, as usual. It says case, accessory. This is clearly used. So, I think the case isn't even in here. Okay, no, the case is in there. So it does come with a case. That should come in handy for keeping all of the dust out. Not sure what's supposed to be in here. If there's anything supposed to be in there. Okay, well, we'll assume that nothing was supposed to be in there. Then the phone itself. Looking at it, it looks a little bit like maybe this was put back on. It's not completely flat. Lift this up. Boy, is that thin. So that looks really good. It's a good weight. But yeah, looking at it in the light, you can tell that this has probably been put back on here. There's bubbles. Okay. I don't see fingerprints or anything like that. More Chinese. Again, so I did buy this from a Hong Kong vendor, so maybe, perhaps, this is the Hong Kong global version and not the Korea global version. Always nice to see. Charger in here. Okay, I don't think anything else is in there. I'm not sure if you can... Okay, well, you can kind of open that, but it's really just support bricks in there. I'm gonna try to preserve this as best as I can. That doesn't seem like it was really on there all that well. Looking at the screen, there's dust underneath. Dust and fingerprints. Very, very light scratch right here. Front screen. Very much like it's been used. Alright, well, I'm gonna turn it on. It's coming up on both sides. Powered by Android. Swipe to open. So this doesn't even look like it was factory reset. Swipe to open. Oh yeah. Somebody was using this phone. I'm guessing it's because they installed Google Play services on it. Okay. It is a really nice screen, but I'm too preoccupied with why this phone is. So I would expect that this phone, if it was the global version from Hong Kong maybe, that it would have traditional Chinese, maybe Cantonese. This is simplified Chinese coming up on the screen. I don't know what app this even is. This says, welcome to using your Galaxy Trifold, but it is, again, in mainland Chinese. I am not so sure about this. So if I understand correctly, the China version also does not allow eSIM. So it should only have the 2 available SIM slots. The Trifold is an incredible phone, and I think if you can manage to get your hands on the global version, which I do recommend you get if you're going for the United States release, you're going to want to get the eSIM capability. You're going to want to get native Google Play services. You're probably going to want to be able to get all of the Google, Samsung Pay stuff to work. So the simplest way to check the version of your phone, the global versus the Chinese variants, you're going to want to go into the system settings. So you'll drop down your system settings window, go to settings. Down at the bottom, you're going to want to go to About Phone, and you'll see over on the right side the model number. The China model number is what you see here, SMF9680, and the global variant or the Korea variant is SMF968N. If you don't see the N there at the end of the model number, then you do not have either the Korean version or, for what is probably the pre-United States release, the global variant. If you happen to buy the international version from Hong Kong, Taiwan, maybe Singapore even, it's possible that your model number will be the same. So you'll end up going back to your settings. The model number for the Hong Kong version could very much be the same. The difference though would be if you go down to software information, and then you check the service provider software version here. If you see CHC, that's mainland China. For the Hong Kong version, you're probably going to want to see something like TGY, or for the Taiwan version, you'll want to see something like BRI. But if you see CHC, you got the mainland China version. If you are in the United States or if you're in anywhere in the West and you end up with the China version of this phone, unless that's explicitly what you wanted, I highly recommend you do not keep this phone. If it's not meant to be your daily driver and you know what you're doing, it's probably a worthwhile purchase. Don't buy it for an inflated price. Definitely buy it at the cheaper rate that everybody else is selling the China variants for. But if you are looking for the global variant, make sure you check that software provider version. Make sure that your 3 letters actually match what you're looking for. Unfortunately, it looks like, although I do have my hands on the Trifold finally, they did not send me the global variant. However, while I have it in my hands, I can talk a little bit about the why of why would you buy a Galaxy Trifold. So while this phone isn't out in the United States yet, I really couldn't wait to get my hands on it because I've wanted something like this for such a long time. It is not a phone that I could recommend to anybody. And again, if you're trying to figure out whether this phone is for you, it probably isn't. This is not something that I would recommend to somebody that's just looking to upgrade their phone, for example. Stay with the regular slab phones. Stay with something that's tried and true. If this is for you though, and you have already considered what your potential use cases are, I think it checks a lot of the right boxes. Again, it's not perfect. It is a first generation product. I'm looking forward to the next generation and the generation after that. I can only imagine it getting better. I personally would like a larger screen on the inside, and I would like to get rid of that hole punch camera. But for those of you that don't know if this phone is for you, I am going to follow up with another video explaining why I'm actually buying this phone and why I wanted it so much. So this is it for my first look at the Galaxy Trifold. Don't get scammed if you do try to be an early adopter. Make sure that you properly vet the vendor. Make sure that if you do get the phone, you check to make sure the software is the version that you paid for. This has been the Tech Gorilla, just going real on tech.